So, the mental fog present in the mind of this slightly sick, sniffly YouTuber, yes, still, might have contributed to my missing something I was looking for a few episodes ago. You get one guess. Hey there, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris Ancient Relics in our Roma Galactica 2.5 series. What are we looking at? This is CyberX Alpha, and 4, count them, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 ruined ring sections, which we can repair, which will then give us access to the mega engineering research option, which we're currently trying to gain access to by building a habitat. Now, that habitat, as you might recall from the end of the last episode, is in the Sol system, and it is how close to being done? Yes, by the way, I've got to point this out again, just because it's so ridiculous that it deserves being pointed out in 2 episodes in a row. This is a Venus habitat. I selected Venus as the place where I wanted it built. It's being built beyond Mars's orbit. So we now have an asteroid belt habitat, I guess. Or a between Mars and asteroid belt habitat. Whatever you would call that. Maybe there's an astronomical term, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm actually breaking one of my cardinal rules today that I now use for maintaining the channel. I almost never allow myself to do same-day recordings anymore, simply because it gives me too much of a sense of impending deadline and rush and can degrade the quality of content. But I have, as I've mentioned, been a little bit under the weather. You can probably still hear it in my voice a little bit. I'm going to have to block out some sniffles as I record this episode, and I am, in fact, recording this about 2 hours before you will see it. I'm going to record this and one more and then get them uploaded. But I don't want to let Roma Galactica 2.5, dip into the series pause territory anymore. So let's go ahead and just to kind of make sure that we're getting this done as soon as possible, I would like to go to CyberX Alpha. And I do want to point out, this is the icon that I was looking for in episode 23 when I was scrolling around going, do I have anything that I can use? Do I have any relics I can repair? I was totally looking for this. I just didn't see it. Whether it was just me overlooking it or a little bit of brain fog, I don't know. But we can, let's see, let's start by repairing the top one. Just, it doesn't matter which one we repair first, but we can really only repair one at a time. Now, remind me, which Ascension perk did I go with? Master Builders, yes. So I don't know if that will, if the build speed modifier that you see there applies to the repair of these sections, but let's have a look. It's going to take 2250 days, and it does, okay, there we go. Megastructure build speed is applying to that. That's quite nice, but it already applies. We can't necessarily see right away what the difference is because it's already applied to the timer, even on the tooltip before you give the order. So we're going to get that done, and that's going to take 2,250 days. It's going to be done in, what's that? It's between 5 and 10 years. It's about it's about 6 years. So off the top of my head. So again, brain fog. But let's jump in and see what else we can do here. We have some unemployment on Scandia. And as I've mentioned, I've not built a lot in terms of farming districts lately, so I'm going to continue to focus on that a little bit at least. And it looks like we have room for another specialist job here. So if I were to upgrade this research complex, that would fix that problem. How are we doing on exotic gases? We're fine. Let's go ahead and get that done. And the Nova Parthia could use a little bit of housing. Love, that's easily fixed with that upgrade. Olympia has a generator district building, and it looks like they'll need additional jobs on top of that. Question is, what kind of jobs? We could do exotic gas refinery. Let's do that. Just to make sure that our gases, which are our currently lowest resource that we're bringing in per month of motes, gases, and crystals, maintains a nice surplus. And then we have one more job needed here. Same thing. Let's just, let's bolster our food production a little bit. We have a rapidly growing population and reason to believe that it might continue to rapidly grow. So back at the speed 3.
Inbound message
let's
traffic.
Continue our series here. Raxar Hegemony wants a commercial pact. You know what? I will take that, friends. That might affect my influence gain per month, but I'm all right with it. Because anything to kind of improve their opinion of me and make it more likely that they'll accept deals like protectorate, vassal, etc., so I can absorb them peacefully, I want to do. And I do think that if I grow the empire to a certain point, especially if I conquer the Dabulans, I think it's very likely that the Raxar hegemony will seek to become my vassal. But for now, the new Hismaconate has declared the Raxar hegemony their rival. That's interesting. The Hismaconate is all the way up here. This is, again, this is the successor state to the original Khanate. They managed to coalesce into one diplomatic power. And they've got something going on up there. We do have a fleet on the border of the Dabulan free trader space here and here. Interdimensional trade decreases. That's a shame. That is a crying shame. Now, I had some upgrades going, I think. I did. Let's go ahead and upgrade that to a citadel. And is there anywhere else that needs a citadel upgrade? Let's look at our star bases. Why did I have you here? Is there a colony here in Dabi? What was the motivation for this? Because that strikes me as a kind of unnecessary station. Was that once border territory? That's what it was. It was once border territory for the Dabulans. So I can take that away and have an extra starbase spot in addition to some additional income. Let's go ahead and downgrade that. There we go. So that's now just an outpost. What else can we do? We've got Jormundir, which is... This is guarding an actual colony. Not that it's guarding much at the moment because it doesn't have any platforms, but it's an anchorage, and we can upgrade it to a citadel, so let's go ahead and do that. Zoldior is also around a colony. Again, not much of a defensive station at the moment. We'll work on that. Citadel built there. I'm just taking a quick inventory of where I have my stations again. All right, Riador. Don't know that I need to upgrade you just yet. Alpha Centauri doesn't have a station at all, which is a little bit interesting. Oh, it does appear we have some unexploited... Oh, you know what that is? That's for when we had pirates in Alpha Centauri and they destroyed that research station. So let's go ahead and rebuild that. Should have done that a while ago. My bad.
Construction complete.
Back up to speed 3.
Construction complete.
All right, good. Planet's staying busy. Economy mostly in good shape. Positive modifiers across the board. Our consumer goods surplus is not what it was, but that's partly because we did some stuff to eat up the surplus relatively quickly, including demolishing some consumer goods producing buildings. We have lots of consumer goods too, so we can even have something can happen right now that would give us an extraordinary deficit in terms of consumer goods, which you never want to... That's like the last resource that you want to run out of, because that's what keeps your population happy. Now let's see. We have access to ambitions now. We're waiting on the ability to add... Yeah, we have one more month and we'll be able to finish the domination tree. So we're going to have a couple of Ascension perks to choose from. Matter of fact, that means I can go ahead and pick one. Although I think I'd like to wait. Well, I mean, I can pick one and still get Galactic Wonders next. But part of me wonders if maybe I want to... Yeah, I'm just going to wait. My instinct is telling me just to hold off. The habitat is being built. It's 91% there. If that doesn't finish it, then Cyberx Alpha's Ringworld, which we are repairing, will. It's going to take a while. But we've got it on speed 3, so hopefully that'll help. Let's see. Ruler cap increased by 2, and by completing this tree, yay! Monthly influence will increase by 1, and we get, of course, that additional Ascension perk. Yeah, no new options here from the last time that we were looking. I could do engineered evolution, I suppose, but again, here's what determines whether or not I need to wait. Is there one that will require... All right, so evolutionary mastery will require the engineered evolution Ascension perk. So if we went fully down that road to be able to modify humans and make them awesome, although I don't think I want to do that in this playthrough. I would rather just have more... We've modified humans slightly, but I'd rather just keep it at that. Mind over matter requires psionic theory technology. Didn't we do psionic Romans in Roma Galactica 1? I feel like we did. I've definitely done it before in a series on the channel. I just don't remember if it was Roma Galactica 1. And then, of course, this is a newer Ascension perk, but xenocompatibility. This allows for basically crossbreeding between Empire species. So I could go with the flesh is weak if I wanted to be cybernetic Romans. Although I don't love that idea either. So maybe what we'll do is select one of these that will just make us stronger. Maybe better starbases. Damage to endgame crisis factions. We could have Defender of the Galaxy. We could have Galactic Contender. So we're better against Awakened Empires and Fallen Empires. And the Gate Builders, that's kind of a more... I think that's less often selected than your average Ascension perk. We could still do Technological Ascendancy, but these two are best to select early on in the game, if you're going to select them at all, because they benefit you really the whole time. I've never actually done this one before, and it would go nicely with Galactic Wonders, and then we could finish up with the Colossus project, which would give us access to the ability to get that Total War Castus Belly I mentioned in the last episode. So let's do that. Let's do the Arcology project. We have one more that we're going to be able to pick once we can finally select Galactic Wonders. Let's upgrade you.
Construction complete.
And you need some additional housing. That will be done with that upgrade. So we'll roll with that. You also need housing, and I think the best solution for you would be some luxury residences. Said it right that time. Proud of myself. Yeah, let's bolster our... whatchamacallit. Yeah, consumer goods. Just talking about that a second ago. Let's bolster that as best we can. The Venus habitat is complete. We've completed the construction of our first habitat. It is finally time to ready a colony vessel and make landfall on a world we ourselves have created. From its mechanized core to its highest mountains, every nut, bolt, creek, and cranny has been designed to fit our needs perfectly in our new home among the stars. Excellent. All right, well, let's pause then, because we have an important thing to check out here. But let's first... let me think. We could do an energy grid, but there's nothing going on there yet in that regard. Not enough food production on this planet to really justify that. Although I could do hydroponics farms. This is currently a mining world, so it's a little bit weird. How about we go for... let's do a Ministry of Production here, and eventually we'll have maybe some alloy production on that planet as well. Let's do that. All right, the Venus habitat is ready to be colonized, so let's get that done. I would like to colonize it with basic humans, please and thanks. We've got to get rid of some humans, evidently, because we still have some elsewhere. So, yeah, let's just say Venus habitat for now. If we want to rename it later, we will. But, okay, now the real question is, now that we've built that, do we have Galactic Wonders? No, we don't. So we have to repair this.
Ships refitted.
Let's keep the game going at speed 3 then. Okay, we're below 200 days. So we're roughly almost 1 year into this. In about 50 days, we'll be 1 year into it. We'll still need about 5 more after that. About 6 more, actually. And then we'll have Galactic Wonders. But we're building up influence at the same time, so let's take a quick look at what we can do claim-wise against the Dabulans. We have these guys, and yeah, ideally I would like to add all of that, and that'll be my first war. So let's keep it on speed 3. We are gaining more influence per turn now, which will be helpful with that. And once we are able to fully incorporate this cluster, I'm going to declare. take another chunk out of their territory. Now, who are they currently federated with? The Goths Confederate Stars and the Athonian Corporation.
Construction complete.
They won't like it. And also, are there any... Right, no, there's no one else that would be particularly bothered by it. But these guys and these guys will possibly come to their defense. Again, the Hisma Horde is between them and their Federation allies, so they're not in the best position in terms of being members of a Federation and being able to expect defense from the Federation members, which is kind of hilarious to me, to tell you the truth. All right, so there's an insult from the new Hisma County. They are not enjoying. Wait, what's this? Currently we have a... Let's fix this really quickly. You are detached from the trade hub. And it seems like we have some piracy along this particular route. So I guess one of the best things to do while we're not doing anything in particular with this fleet would be to have them... Let's have them go here and then patrol to Jormundir. That should have been a shift click. There we go. There. And they'll patrol back and forth and reduce piracy in those systems, because that's a lot of piracy. We have some piracy going on here too. Oh man, that's quite a lot. Now, why is it that this fleet is not reducing that very much? Is it because... Complete. Let's see. Yeah, they're not a big enough fleet. Tell you what, I can go ahead and upgrade them, and that'll help a little bit, but I'm going to need to bolster this fleet a little bit in order to essentially make it more intimidating. This fleet is currently not powerful enough. Let's add a Claudius and Severus class ship, so there's now 3 battleships in the fleet. And then we are going to triple the cruiser count. Triple the destroyer count. And heck, we'll go all in. And we'll triple the corvette count. Now I can reinforce. That'll take up most of my alloys. I'm okay with that. Well, you know what? Now let's scale it down a little bit. Hang on. Let's reduce it to... Yeah. There's that. And now we're going to reinforce that fleet. Also, I need to give the order for them to upgrade really quickly. So they're going to jump in and finish their upgrades in the Sol system. So just to be clear, we are currently passing as much time as possible so that we can...
Science ship reports enemy contact.
That was interesting timing.
Construction ship lost.
Of all places, they are
hands.
in Alpha Centauri. Construction ship's been lost. That was absolutely atrocious timing. All right, so we're going to have to turn that fleet right around. They literally just left that system. We were just about to get that research building repaired. That's frustrating. Yeah, we're currently passing time as quickly as possible so that we can repair Cyberx Alpha. Should have had that going like in episode 21, frankly.
Mining station lost.
I looked for it,
action.
I believe, in episode 23. Yes,
Mining
I know.
Station
Thank you.
Lost to enemy action.
Pirates are about to eat it.
Pioneers have made planetfall.
The pirates are strong. All right, so that took care of that. And now they're going to go get their upgrades taken care of. There is some debris to be investigated. So we can use the expropriation Casus Belli against the Casvalia mercantile guilds. Cool. But first, let's... Now this is our science ship that was in the system. So let's do a research project on that debris and then have them come back and assist research at Aurora. And then I think we lost a construction ship, did we not? We did. That pisses me the hell off. Well, that's okay. We're going to build another one. I've got this one in Sol, so I may as well send it to build these new stations. You can see the new ships on the way to join up with Classis 3. Now, Classis 1 is in Rysor. Classis 2 is currently patrolling to make sure that a similar situation with piracy doesn't reemerge over there. So yeah, we are currently building up Cyberx Alpha as rapidly as we can. Once that's done, we'll be able to select a Galactic Wonders Ascension perk, which allows us to build the Dyson Sphere. That allows us to build
Division reports a new breakthrough.
a couple of different things, actually. In addition to the Dyson Sphere, we get the matter decompressor and the Ringworld as well. Now, we already have a Ringworld, but we can build our own in additional systems that don't currently have planets, which is really quite cool. And the matter decompressor is a new megastructure which allows you to pull minerals from black holes. So it's an equivalent to the Dyson Sphere in terms of bolstering the production of one of the key first-tier resources in the game that have been there from the beginning. Instead of boosting energy, it boosts minerals. All right, so engineering-wise, what did we just finish? Battleship hulls. Nice. So we can unlock the Titan now, which I think it's time to do that. Let's go ahead and get that research underway. Zax does match up with that particular research project, so that we'll get a boost in terms of the speed of that. Okay, good. I can click that repeatedly and without having to zoom into the system and see how long that's got. So I can cycle through my options here. So we've got 1,500 days remaining. About a third of the way there. Not bad for one episode. Just need to keep it on speed 3. And maybe we will get there soon-ish. I'll just build another city district here. The administrative cap situation is getting better, but it's going to take its time.
Battle debris secured.
Whoa, wait a minute. What are you talking about? It's saying that Aquileum lacks housing. I don't know what's happening right now. This is the first time that I can recall seeing an overcrowding warning on a planet that's not overcrowded. What's the population type? They're human. So is the tooltip just displaying incorrectly right now? Because if you look at, or not the tooltip, but the interface, when you look at the tooltip, we're seeing a shortage. So I can go ahead and upgrade that, and that will solve it somewhat. And I can also I'll build a city district. I'll give them a lot more housing. It seems like we have a surplus of housing there, but evidently it's not that straightforward. We'll do the same there. And we can build an additional building. Yeah, see, now I'm paranoid about what these... I know exactly what each of these icons stands for. We got these little people here to indicate that there's too many folks, it's overcrowded. And we've got the house here to indicate that it's, there's room for an additional building of some kind. That's just a little building icon, I guess, not necessarily a house. But why don't I do a research institute here, since we already have a couple of research complexes. And then Spalatum. Oh yeah, definitely need to upgrade that. And what else? Go ahead and build luxury residences so that we have those in place. Keep things on speed 3 so that we're making progress on that wonder.
Construction complete.
Let's do a research lab there.
Ships refitted.
May as well just round out the energy districts here on Olympia. We only need one more, and we won't be able to build any more on that world. Energy districts, that is. Be really curious about what's going on with that overcrowding indicator on Aquileum. Speaking of overcrowding, we also have it in a few other spots. Let's get a city district built here. At Boricum, we need a...
Science Division report success.
What do we have? Good. Energy weapon damage +5. Sapient combat AI. Maybe let's not do any dangerous technologies just yet. I like the idea of a science nexus. I also like the idea of better shields. Let's go ahead and research the science nexus. Now, at Boricum, you have just a basic job that needs to be filled. Why don't we give you one mining district? City district there. Triana, you need a slightly more advanced job. All right, volatile moats. Actually, all of my 3 main secondary resources are starting to drop a little bit from these upgrades I'm doing, so I'm going to have to keep a close eye on that. Let's do a little bit more food production on Silpium, Telepylos. Currently building research labs, so that problem will fix itself. You need just another city district. We'll keep going. Try to get rid of that. It's an ugly spree of icons that needs to be addressed in the middle of the outliner. Bottom and top are not as bad, but the middle is just atrocious right now. All right, we've got a lot more influence. Let's see what we can do with our claims. Not quite yet. So this is adding Propus and Unaria. I would like to add Koldax. We're lacking 25. All right, so let's let another year pass.
Complete.
So 2378 in June will be good to go. Meanwhile, if we look at our megastructure, we're almost halfway done.
Complete. Construction complete.
When all of these buildings finish, it'll be interesting to see how the production of those 3 top rare resources changes. Notice Aquilame is no longer showing, well, I guess because
construction complete.
It's because some of the construction finished. The Paradise Dome upgrade finished, so yeah, their problem's fixed. I'm not sure what was going on there, but now it seems like we can finally build a gene clinic, which is ironic since they were just saying that they were overpopulated. All right, so the Venus habitat colony is ready to go, which is awesome. So I haven't done a habitat in a while since I don't think I've really done many habitats at all on the channel since the district system was introduced. So we have 3 options of districts we can build. We can build a habitation district. We can build a trade district, which produces trade value and amenities. Or we can build the leisure district. And those workers turn consumer goods into unity and society research. And then, of course, the entertainer jobs just provide amenities. So you can see the jobs-based production, the +20 down there, that applies to the entertainer jobs, not the culture worker jobs. That's how I'm interpreting that particular tooltip. Might be slightly wrong about that, but there's 2 different jobs being introduced here. So first thing, let's go ahead and just build a habitation district. And then we'll have a trade district to get that particular habitat started. Right, how are we looking on these? Still pretty good. 9, 8, and 6. And again, we need to wait till about June of the next year. And we are about done with our time for this episode. Let's see. We're so close to being able to declare war on the being able to declare war.
Construction complete.
Slurring my words a little bit more than normal with this gunk in my head.
Complete.
But we're so close to being able to declare on the Dabulan free traders. Dearest customer, we regret to inform you that the trade deal we negotiated for the export of exotic gas is no longer valid. So, let's see. Very well, we wish to extend the deal. Let's, again, just go for the 2. Goodbye. That's the one with the super long, joking explanation. I've never not loved that.
Construction complete.
Luxury residences here should solve a couple of problems. Triana just has room for a new building of some kind. Alloy production is still good. Let's do chemical plants.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Nice. All right, so the admin cap boost just kicked into place. That will help us, not a lot, but a little. Let's also take a quick look at I don't want more fleet command limit at the moment. I would rather have... I think I'm okay on food from jobs. Mega art installation would give us more... I mean, you can see the different stages of it here. It gives us more unity per month. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and research that. And on that note, we're 30 minutes into this episode. I'm going to stop this one here. In the next one, we are probably going to be able to declare war against the Dabbling Free Traders. While that's happening, this particular Ringworld will still be repairing. We're exactly halfway through our project, more than halfway through, as a matter of fact, by 40 days. So that should wrap up in the next episode, given that I'm going to have more time to keep the game on paused while battles are unfolding. Hopefully the war against the Dabulans will go pretty quickly, but the trouble is, since it's a Federation war, we don't just have to worry about defeating the Dabulans, we have to worry about defeating the Gox and the Euthonian Corporation with whatever ships they can send our way. And the problem with this war, and this is going to be an interesting dynamic in the next couple of episodes, is that yes, the Dabulans are isolated from these guys, but we are too. So our ability to send ships through and say, hey, I want to fight you guys so that we can win this war, is actually quite limited. So what I'm hoping is that they find a way somehow to get ships through. I don't think that they have the ability, but if they somehow can, and if we can defeat some of the Gox and Euthonian fleets here, then that would help us tilt the war in our direction. We'll have to see how it plays out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully be feeling a little bit better after the next episode or two.